Hola clase and welcome back to your grammar notes. This time we are on part 2. We're dealing with a star, and if I have time in this video I will be going back and also showing you those couple of examples left from Sarah. So starting with the star. In general, we're talking about a star. We're talking about things that are ever changing, that are not permanent, that can change from one second to the next and go back. So our acronym for a star is place. It is position, location, action, condition, and emotion. Okay, that is our acronym that we use: place, position, location, action, condition, emotion. So let's go through those. Starting with position. A position is where a person or an object is at that moment. Okay, and again, this is ever changing. 1 second something's on the desk, the next second it's on the floor. 1 second you're in Spanish class, the next second you're out in the hallway. Okay, in addition, position has to do with posture. So it's the posture in which they are at that time. Okay, position you were talking about typically sitting, standing, or laying. And then your very quick couple of examples: we are in class, estamos, because we're using our forms of a star. En la clase. All right, sorry about that. Back to what we were doing. That obviously is not your bell. Okay, so then your next example, the pencil's on the floor. El lápiz está en el piso. Okay, so there are your two examples. Our next rule then is location. And despite the fact that this is a star, it's actually the permanent location of an object, or most commonly here, we're talking about a building. Okay, it could be in an event as well. And then our two examples: the flag is next to the building. La bandera está al lado del edificio. Okay, so here the flag is next to the building. Here we're talking about a flagpole, something that's not easily moved. In addition, the bank is downtown. El banco está en el centro. Okay, you're not easily going to be picking up the bank and moving it tomorrow, right? You would take a lot of time to do that, but because it's the permanent location, here we're talking about the actual location. Next then is action, and this is what someone or something is doing at that moment. Okay, and this is done with something that should be very familiar to all of you since we covered it in our last unit. It's done using a present progressive. Okay, remember that's your form of a star and then your gerund. So, I am reading the book. Estoy leyendo el libro. Or we are listening to the teacher. Estamos escuchando a la maestra. Okay, so that is your action. Then we have two left. Our next rule is condition. Okay, and this can be either a physical or mental condition that can change. Okay, either physical or mental condition that are changed. Some of the most commons that you will see are hot versus cold. Here we're talking about, say, food, or the temperature. Something that is old versus new. This specifically has to be with a person and not with a thing. Okay, so hot versus cold, old versus new. So a new dress versus an old dress. Another super common one that you'll see here for condition is clean versus dirty. Okay, something being clean versus something being dirty. And then last but not least here, we're talking often about things that are tired or sick. And again, these could be things, but most typically we're talking about people. So Pedro is dirty. Pedro está sucio. Okay, he is dirty, as in his clothes are physically dirty, or his person right now might be covered in mud, or the dress is new. El vestido está nuevo. Okay, so those are a couple of examples. And then our very last rule for ser versus a star is emotion, and it's what someone is feeling at that moment. Okay, again, that could be a person or a thing, but it's how they're feeling, their emotions. Okay, you are sad, estás triste, you are sad, I am angry, estoy enojado, I am angry. Okay, so those are rules of a star: position, location, action, condition, and emotion. And then